Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of the Quick Easy English, where we help you improve your English in a fun, simple, and effective way that you can actually enjoy and use in your real life, even if you are just starting your English journey or have been learning for a while.
Hi, friends. We're so happy to have you here with us today, and we're going to talk about a very common problem that many English learners face. They can understand a lot of English, but when it's time to speak, they just freeze or don't know what to say, and it feels frustrating.
Exactly, Emily. If you're someone who watches movies in English and understands them pretty well, or you listen to podcasts and you get the main idea, but when someone asks you a simple question in real life, you suddenly don't know how to respond, then this episode is for you. Because we're going to help you understand why this happens and what you can do about it step by step.
Yes, we'll break it down in a way that is easy to follow, and we'll also give you simple but powerful tips that you can start using today. So by the end of this episode, you'll feel more confident and motivated to speak, even if just a little at first.
Alright, let's start by understanding the problem better, because the first step to solving any problem is to really understand what's going on in your brain when you try to speak in English but can't.
So, the reason many learners can understand English but find it very hard to speak is because understanding and speaking are two different skills, and they use different parts of your brain, which means you need different kinds of practice to improve both of them.
For example, when you're watching a movie or listening to someone talk, you're just receiving information. Your brain is recognizing words, phrases, and maybe grammar structures that you've seen or heard before, and you don't need to do anything active.
But speaking is a very active process. When you speak, you have to think of the idea you want to say, find the right words in English, put them in the correct order, think about pronunciation, and say them out loud, and you have to do all of this very quickly, often in just a few seconds.
And the problem is, most English learners spend a lot of time learning English through reading and listening, but they don't spend enough time using English to actually speak. So their brain gets used to understanding but not producing language.
It's like if you watch someone cook every day on YouTube, and you understand all the steps, and you love watching, but if someone tells you to go into the kitchen and cook that same dish, you might feel nervous or stuck because you haven't actually tried doing it yourself.
Exactly. So don't feel bad or think something is wrong with you if you can understand English but can't speak fluently. It just means you need more practice with speaking, and that's totally normal and okay.
Another reason people don't speak is because they're afraid of making mistakes or sounding silly, and this fear stops them from opening their mouth, even when they know what they want to say in their mind.
Yes, this is called the silent period. It's a time when learners can understand a lot but stay quiet, and this can last for months or even years, especially if they feel pressure to speak perfectly or are afraid that others will laugh at them.
But here's something important to remember. Making mistakes is not bad. In fact, it's the only way to really learn to speak a new language. Because when you make a mistake, your brain notices it and learns from it, and the next time you'll do better.
And also, most people you talk to, especially native speakers or teachers, will not judge you or laugh at your mistakes. They will be happy that you are trying, and they will want to help you because they understand how hard it is to learn another language.
So if you're afraid of making mistakes, try to remember that mistakes are your friends. They help you grow. And every time you speak, even if it's not perfect, you are becoming a better English speaker.
Let's talk now about why understanding English through listening or reading is not enough, and why speaking requires a completely different type of training, one that activates your brain and your mouth at the same time.
When you listen to English, your brain works like a sponge. It absorbs information. It becomes familiar with new words, and it starts recognizing common patterns in grammar and expressions, which is very useful for improving your passive knowledge.
But speaking is not passive, it's active. And you have to train it like a muscle, which means that if you don't speak regularly, even for a few minutes every day, that part of your brain stays slow and untrained, and when you finally try to speak, it feels hard and uncomfortable.
Just like if you wanted to run a race but never actually practiced running, you might watch other runners, read books about running, and even buy great running shoes, but without practice, your legs wouldn't be ready to perform.
So if you've spent months or years just watching English shows, reading books, or studying grammar and not speaking out loud, it's completely normal that your speaking feels blocked or that the words don't come out easily.
But the great news is you don't have to wait until you're perfect or fluent to start speaking, because the best way to learn to speak is just to start speaking, even in short, simple sentences that grow longer with time.
It doesn't matter if you speak alone in your room or with a friend who is also learning, or even with an online teacher, as long as your mouth is moving and your brain is building connections. You are training your speaking ability.
Now let's give you some very easy and practical techniques that you can use every day to build your speaking confidence and slowly move from understanding to speaking more fluently and naturally.
The first technique is called shadowing, and it's very simple. You listen to a native speaker say a sentence, and then you repeat it immediately, trying to copy the rhythm, intonation, and pronunciation as closely as possible.
You can do this with your favorite podcast, YouTube video, or even movie scene. Just play one sentence, pause, and repeat it out loud as if you are the actor or speaker. And don't worry if it's not perfect at first.
This exercise trains your ears, your brain, and your mouth to work together, and over time, your pronunciation and fluency will improve, even if you do just 5 minutes a day.
The second technique is talk to yourself. Yes, we mean literally speak to yourself in English, like describing what you're doing. Oh, I'm making tea. Now I am adding sugar. I will sit and drink. Or talking about your day. Or even practicing answers to common questions.
When you speak to yourself, you remove the fear of being judged, and you allow your brain to create English sentences in a safe and relaxed way, which helps build automatic speaking habits.
The third technique is record yourself. Use your phone to record 1 or 2 minutes of yourself speaking about a topic, like your weekend, your family, or your goals. And then listen to the recording to notice where you can improve.
It might feel strange or uncomfortable at first, but this is one of the most powerful ways to become aware of your speaking strengths and weaknesses, and it gives you a chance to fix mistakes and grow faster.
And don't forget, even 10 minutes a day of these activities will make a huge difference if you do them consistently. Because speaking is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with regular practice.
Let's now talk about something very important, something that stops many people from even trying to speak, and that is the fear of speaking, the fear of making mistakes, or the fear of being judged by others when your English is not perfect.
Many learners feel nervous when someone asks them a question in English, even if it's a simple one like, "How are you?" or "What do you do?" And this nervous feeling makes their mind go blank, so they just smile or say nothing.
And if this has happened to you, please remember that you're not alone. Millions of English learners around the world feel exactly the same way, and it's completely normal at the beginning of your speaking journey.
One thing that helps is to change the way you think about speaking, instead of thinking I must speak perfectly. Try thinking I am practicing now, and I am improving every time I try, because that mindset will make you more relaxed and brave.
Also, remember that your goal right now is not to sound like a native speaker. Your goal is to communicate your ideas. Even if you make grammar mistakes, even if your accent is strong, even if your sentences are not perfect.
When you speak with someone, what matters most is not how perfect your grammar is. What matters is that they understand you and that you feel confident enough to keep the conversation going, even in small steps.
One technique I love for building confidence is this. Prepare 3 or 4 short answers to common questions like, what's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? Or, what do you like to do in your free time? And practice saying them every day until they feel automatic.
This helps you feel ready when someone talks to you, and it gives your brain scripts to use so you don't have to think too much. And when those first few words come out easily, the rest becomes much easier too.
All right, now that we understand the problem and we've shared some techniques, it's time for your speaking action plan because knowing what to do is great, but actually doing it every day is what makes the real difference.
So here is your weekly plan. You can write it down, put it on your wall, or set reminders on your phone, but try to follow it for the next 7 days and notice how your confidence grows. Monday. Choose a short video on YouTube. Listen and repeat each sentence shadowing. Speak out loud for 2 minutes about your day. Tuesday. Record yourself answering 3 simple questions. Listen to your recording, write down mistakes. Say the corrected sentences again out loud. Wednesday. Call or speak with a language partner even for 5-10 minutes. If no partner, talk to yourself in front of a mirror. Thursday. Practice one topic, your job, your home, or your favorite food. Speak freely for 3 minutes and record it. Friday. Watch a short scene from a movie and repeat the dialogue. Act like the character copy, emotion, rhythm, and intonation. Saturday. Go outside and say something in English. Order coffee, ask a question, or just say hi to someone. Start small. Sunday. Review your progress. What was easy? What was hard? Write or speak about how you feel after 1 full week.
If you do just a little bit every day, your speaking will improve faster than you imagine. And the best part is you will feel more brave, more comfortable, and more excited to use your English in real life.
And always remember, it's okay to feel nervous, it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to speak slowly. What matters is that you try, because every time you speak, you grow, and every small step takes you closer to fluency.
So keep going, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself because you can do this, and we believe in you.
Thanks for listening. And if this episode helped you, please share it with a friend who also wants to speak English better. And don't forget to come back next week for more tips, more practice, and more English speaking confidence.
Bye for now, and happy speaking. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Quick Easy English Podcast. I'm your host, Jake.
And I'm Emily. Today we're talking about a very important topic: how to speak English without pausing.
If you ever feel like your mind goes blank when you try to speak English,
or if you speak very slowly, always searching for the right word,
then this episode is for you. We'll show you practical tips to help you speak more fluently, naturally, and confidently, without those awkward pauses.
We've helped thousands of learners, and trust us, you are not alone. So let's jump right in. Let's start with this question: why do people pause so much when they speak English?
There are a few reasons. First, many learners translate from their native language before speaking.
Right, this slows you down.
Second, learners often search for perfect grammar. They try to form perfect sentences before saying anything.
That's like trying to write an essay in your head before you speak. Not easy at all.
And third, many people pause because they're afraid of making mistakes.
Yes, fear of mistakes can actually stop your mouth from moving. But guess what?
Native speakers also make mistakes. They use fillers like uh, and keep going.
So don't worry about being perfect. Focus on being natural.
Here's our first big tip. Keep talking, even if it's not perfect.
Think about children learning their first language. They don't wait until they're perfect. They just talk.
Exactly. So, if you forget a word, don't stop. Use a different word. Use gestures. Keep the conversation alive.
For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can say, the thing you use when it rains.
That's great communication. You're still expressing your idea, and that's what matters.
So no more long silent pauses. Train yourself to explain things simply when you get stuck.
Let's talk about filler phrases. These are short expressions you can use when your brain needs a second to think.
Native speakers do this all the time. Some common ones are, let me think. Well, actually, the thing is.
Let's try a quick role play. I'll ask a question, and Emily will answer using a filler. What do you think about learning English online?
Let me think. Actually, I think it's a great idea. You can learn from anywhere, anytime.
Perfect example. No awkward silence. Just a natural pause that sounds fluent.
So make a list of your favorite filler phrases and practice using them in daily conversation.
Here's one of our favorite tips. Start thinking in English.
It sounds simple, but it really works. If you think in your native language, you'll always pause to translate.
Try this. When you wake up in the morning, describe what you're doing in English.
For example, I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. I'm getting ready for work.
It's like having a conversation with yourself. The more you do it, the faster your brain will connect ideas in English. Next up, shadowing. This is one of the most powerful ways to improve speaking fluency.
Shadowing means you listen to native English speakers and repeat exactly what they say at the same time.
It sounds challenging, but it's fun. You copy their rhythm, pronunciation, and even intonation.
Start with short podcasts or YouTube videos. Use subtitles at first, then remove them.
Don't worry if you can't say it perfectly. The goal is to train your mouth to move faster.
And your brain will also learn how to speak without pausing. You're literally copying fluency.
Now it's time to go deeper. We'll show you how to train your brain to speak automatically, without pausing, and how to tell stories smoothly in English.
Let's start with sentence patterns. These are structures that help you speak without thinking too much.
Right. Think of them as ready-to-use blocks. When you have sentence blocks ready in your head, speaking becomes faster.
Here are a few useful sentence starters you can memorize. I think that, in my opinion, one of the reasons is I'm not sure, but maybe.
Let's give a quick example. I'll use this pattern. I usually go for a walk in the morning because it helps me feel fresh and focused for the day.
Nice. Now here's mine. I usually listen to music while I cook. It makes cooking more fun.
Did you hear that? We didn't pause. These sentence patterns helped us speak smoothly.
Try practicing 3-5 of these sentence starters every day. Soon they'll become automatic.
Another powerful skill that helps you speak fluently is storytelling.
People love stories. And telling a story helps you practice using longer sentences naturally.
Let's give you a simple structure to tell any story in English. When and where, who was involved, what happened, what was the result, how did you feel?
Let's try an example. Jake, tell us a short story.
Sure. Last summer, I went to a small village in Italy. I was with my 2 best friends. We explored old streets, ate the best pizza ever, and talked with friendly locals. At the end of the trip, I felt completely relaxed and happy.
Perfect. That was smooth and you didn't pause.
Try to tell stories about your day, your childhood, your last vacation, or even a funny memory.
Use the 5-step structure we gave you. It keeps your ideas flowing.
That's it for today. Remember, progress comes from consistency.
Keep going, keep growing, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Take care, and bye for now.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Quick Easy English podcast, the show that helps you unlock your full potential in English, one step at a time. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jake. If you're trying to improve your English speaking, but feel stuck, nervous, or slow, then today's episode is exactly what you need. We're diving deep into a method that's helped thousands of learners around the world speak more naturally and confidently.
Yes, we're talking about the shadowing technique. If you've never heard of it, don't worry. By the end of this episode, not only will you know what it is, but you'll also know how to use it in your daily routine.
Let's start with the basics. Shadowing is a language learning method where you listen to spoken English and repeat it out loud immediately and without pausing the audio.
That's right. Imagine this. You're listening to a podcast or watching a video, and you're speaking along with the speaker almost like you're echoing them. You're not translating. You're not stopping. You're just repeating, like a shadow.
Exactly. That's why it's called shadowing. You are literally shadowing the speaker's voice, following their intonation, rhythm, pronunciation, and even emotional tone. It might sound strange at first, but it's extremely powerful.
And the goal isn't to understand every single word right away. The goal is to train your mouth and brain to work together just like they do when you speak your native language.
So, why does this method work so well? Well, first of all, shadowing helps you build what's called muscle memory. Your tongue, lips, and vocal cords learn to move in the right way automatically.
And it also improves your listening skills. When you shadow, you're training your ears to catch natural English pronunciation, not the slow, clear English you hear in a classroom. Real English.
It also forces you to stop thinking in your native language. You don't have time to translate, you just speak. And that's a huge win, because translation slows you down.
And let's not forget about confidence. When you shadow regularly, you start to hear yourself speaking English clearly and fluently. That's incredibly motivating.
Alright, so now that you know what shadowing is and why it's effective, let's talk about how to actually start. First, you'll need some good audio with a clear and natural speech.
Podcasts like this one are great. So are audiobooks, YouTube videos, and even movie scenes. Choose something you enjoy because consistency is key.
Then, pick a short section, maybe 10 to 20 seconds long. Listen once to get a feel for it. Then play it again, and this time repeat what you hear at the same time as the speaker.
Don't pause. Don't rewind too much. Just go with the flow, even if you miss a few words. The point is to keep speaking and to keep matching the speaker's pace and tone.
And here's a tip. Stand up and move while you shadow. Walk around. Use your hands. Your brain will become more alert and active, and the experience will feel more like a real conversation.
How can students choose the right materials for their level?
That's a great question. The truth is not all audio is created equal. If you're a beginner, starting with fast podcasts or movies might be too hard. You need to build up gradually.
Exactly. You want to start with audio that's just a little bit above your comfort level. It should challenge you, but not overwhelm you. You should still understand the general meaning, even if you miss a few words.
A good rule of thumb is, if you understand about 70 to 80% of what's being said, that's perfect. You don't need to catch every single word. That's not the goal.
You can begin with short dialogues. For example, simple daily conversations, English learning podcasts, or even audio from textbooks. These usually have clear pronunciation and natural speed.
And as you get better, you can move on to more advanced materials like TED Talks, interviews, news reports, or your favorite TV shows. Just make sure the content is interesting for you.
Because let's be honest, if it's boring, you won't keep doing it. And shadowing is only effective if you practice consistently.
Now, here's another common question. How much time should I spend shadowing each day? And the answer is, it depends on your goals.
If you're short on time, even 10 minutes a day can make a difference. But if you want to improve faster, aim for 20 to 30 minutes. The key is to do it regularly, not just once a week.
Shadowing is like going to the gym. Doing it once a month won't help much, but doing a little every day builds your speaking muscles over time.
And don't forget to warm up. Read a paragraph out loud before you begin shadowing. It helps your mouth and brain get ready for action.
That's a great tip. And remember, your first few sessions will feel strange. You might stumble over words, fall behind, or feel like you sound silly.
But that's totally normal. Everyone struggles at first. The important thing is to keep going. With time, your mouth will catch up to your ears.
All right, how about we do a live demo? Let's show our listeners what shadowing looks like in action.
Great idea! We'll use a short, natural dialogue. First, we'll read it slowly, then we'll read it at a more natural speed and invite our listeners to shadow with us.
Ready? Here's the short dialogue.
Hey Jake, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good. I went hiking on Saturday.
That sounds fun. Where did you go?
To the mountains near my house. The view was amazing.
Okay, everyone. Now it's your turn. We're going to say the same dialogue again at normal speed. Try to shadow us in real time. Don't pause, just follow along. Hey Jake, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good. I went hiking on Saturday
That sounds fun. Where did you go?
to the mountains near my house. The view was amazing.
How did you do? If it felt too fast, that's okay. You can always repeat the same section a few times.
Repetition is your best friend. The more you practice the same lines, the smoother your speech will become.
You can also record yourself while shadowing. Listening to your own voice helps you notice mistakes and track your progress.
Let's share some quick tips to make the shadowing process more effective.
Sure. Tip number 1, use transcripts when possible. Read the text first, understand it, and then do the shadowing. It will help you feel more confident.
Tip 2. Focus on pronunciation. Try to match the native speaker's accent, intonation, and emotions.
Tip number 3. Start with short sections. Don't try to shadow a full podcast in one go. Start small, maybe just 1 or 2 sentences, then build up slowly.
Tip number 4. Shadow daily. Even 5 minutes is better than nothing. Shadowing is like brushing your teeth. It should become part of your daily routine.
Tip number 5. Don't worry about being perfect. Mistakes are part of the learning process. The more you shadow, the better your rhythm and confidence will become. One more bonus. The more you shadow, the more you start thinking in English. Because shadowing rewires your brain to process English as it is not through translation.
Exactly. Your inner voice starts speaking English. That's when fluency becomes natural.
So if you've ever said, I understand English, but I can't speak, shadowing is the tool that can break that barrier.
Before we wrap up, we just want to say we know language learning is hard.
But remember, every time you shadow, you're building confidence. You're training your brain, your mouth, and your heart to speak freely.
Don't aim to sound perfect. Aim to be understood. Aim to connect. And most of all, aim to enjoy the journey.
We believe in you. You've already taken a big leap just by listening this far. Now take that next step, hit play on an audio clip, and start shadowing today.
And we'll be here, cheering you on every step of the way.
Thanks for listening to the Quick Easy English podcast, and remember, your voice matters. Use it, shape it, grow it.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Happy shadowing, everyone.
Hey, travelers. Welcome to the Quick Easy English podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jake. And today we're going on a journey. Not just a virtual one, but one that will prepare you for real-life travel.
We've created a special series, 100 travel phrases you absolutely need to know. From the moment you arrive at the airport until you reach your hotel, we've got you covered.
We'll show you how to use these phrases naturally in real situations. So, let's get started right at the airport.
Okay, let's say you've just arrived at the airport. You're ready to check in.
You go to the front desk and say, "Where is the check-in counter?"
A helpful airport worker shows you where to go. Then the airline staff says, "Can I see your passport, please?" And you reply, "Here you go."
Next they ask, "Do you have any luggage to check?" You say, "Yes, one suitcase."
Or, "No, just carry on." That's if you're only bringing a small bag on board.
Then comes this one. "Do you prefer a window or aisle seat?" And you might say, "Aisle seat, please."
Now it's time for security. You're in line, and a security officer says, "Please take off your shoes and belt."
And maybe, "Take your laptop out of your bag."
You get through security, and now it's passport control. The officer might ask, "What is the purpose of your visit?" You can reply, "I'm here on vacation."
Or, "I'm visiting family."
Another common question is, "How long will you be staying?" You can say, "For 2 weeks," or "Just 5 days."
Sometimes your flight is late. You can go to the desk and say, "My flight is delayed. What should I do?"
Or, "Is there a new departure time? Can I get a voucher for food?"
If you're confused, ask, "Where is gate 17?" Or, "How do I get to Terminal B?"
Welcome! You've landed in a new country. Now let's go through arrival procedures.
First, go through passport control again. You might hear, "Welcome. Do you have a return ticket? Where will you be staying?"
You answer, "At the City Center Hotel. Here's my return ticket."
Next, stop baggage claim. You look for your suitcase, but
Uh-oh. Your bag is missing. My bag is missing. Where is the lost and found? Can you help me file a report?
now let's get out of the airport. You're tired. You want to take a taxi. Where can I find a taxi? Can you take me to this address? How much does it cost to go downtown?
Some drivers give you a price. Others use a meter. So you can say, "Please turn on the meter."
Or, is the price fixed or by meter?
Want to sound polite? "Could you help me with my luggage?" "Thank you very much."
You finally arrive at the hotel. Time to check in.
You walk up to the front desk and say, "Hello! I have a reservation under Emily Smith."
The receptionist might say, "Welcome. Can I see your ID, please?" And you give them your passport.
Then, "What time is breakfast? Is Wi-Fi included? Do you have a map of the city?"
Here are a few more helpful phrases. Can I get a wake-up call at 7 a.m.? Do you offer room service? Is there a safe in the room?
Let's say there's a problem. Your room is too cold. You can say, "The air conditioner isn't working. Can I change my room?"
Or, there's no hot water. Can someone help me with the television?
Always end with, "Thank you for your help." Or, "I appreciate it."
And now we're talking about restaurants, shopping, and how to get around the city.
We will teach you phrases from real life that you will actually use, not from an English textbook, but phrases that will help you survive and enjoy the trip.
So let's start with the most interesting part of the journey food.
You find a cozy restaurant. You walk in and say, "Do you have a table for two?"
The host leads you in and says, "Here is your table. Would you like to see the menu?"
Of course, you say, "Yes, please. Can I see the menu?"
Now it's decision time. You can ask, "What do you recommend? What is today's special? Is this dish spicy?"
Maybe you have allergies. It's important to say, "I'm allergic to nuts. Does this contain dairy?"
When you're ready, "I'd like the chicken with rice, please."
Or, "I'll have the vegetarian pasta."
After the meal, ask, "Could we get the bill, please? Can I pay by card? Do you accept credit cards?"
If the service was good, say, "Keep the change." "Thank you, that was delicious."
After lunch, it's time to explore local shops. Maybe you want to buy a souvenir. "How much is this? Do you have this in a different color?"
You find a nice t-shirt and ask, "Do you have this in size medium? Can I try it on?"
The shopkeeper says, "The fitting room is over there."
You like it, so you say, "I'll take it." "Can I get a receipt, please?"
Maybe you want to negotiate at a market. "Can you give me a discount? That's too expensive."
Or just smile and say, "Thank you, I'm just looking."
You're walking around trying to find the museum. You ask someone, "Excuse me, where is the museum?"
They say, "It's 2 blocks that way. Turn left at the traffic light."
Or, "It's near the park. It's across from the bank."
You thank them, "Thank you very much. I really appreciate it."
Now, let's use the subway or a bus. Where's the nearest subway station? Which line goes to the city center?
At the ticket machine, say, "I'd like a ticket, please. Is this the right platform for line A?"
Sometimes you're not sure where to get off. How many stops until Main Street?
And always a good one. "Does this bus go to the airport?"
Okay, imagine you're not feeling well. You need a pharmacy. Where's the nearest pharmacy? "I have a headache. What do you recommend?"
Or, "I need something for a sore throat. Is this medicine safe? Do I need a prescription?"
Remember to check instructions. How often should I take it? Before or after meals?
You're in front of a beautiful fountain. You ask someone, "Could you take a photo of me?"
You might also say, "Is this a famous place? What else can I see around here?"
Don't forget to enjoy it too. The view is amazing. This city is beautiful.
Let's begin with the most important phrase ever. "Can you help me, please?"
Simple, polite, powerful. Some others to remember: "I'm lost. I don't know where I am. Can you show me on the map?"
Sometimes you're in a rush. It's an emergency. Call the police. Call an ambulance.
Okay, worst case scenario, your passport is missing. You go to the police. "I lost my passport. Where is the nearest police station? Can I file a report?"
They may ask, "What's your full name? Where are you staying? When did you lose it?"
Stay calm and say, "Here is my ID. This is my hotel address."
Now, imagine you're feeling sick. You go to a clinic or hospital. The receptionist might ask, "Do you have travel insurance?"
And you say, "Yes, here is my insurance card."
Then the doctor asks, "What's the problem?"
You reply, "I have a fever. I've been coughing for 2 days. I feel very tired." You return to the airport, but your suitcase is missing. Go to the information desk and say, "My luggage didn't arrive. What should I do?"
Staff may ask, "Can I see your baggage claim tag? What does your suitcase look like?"
You answer, "It's a black suitcase with a red ribbon. Here is the tag number."
Now for the fun part, meeting people. Here are phrases to help you connect. "Hi, where are you from? Is this your first time here? Can you recommend a good local restaurant?"
People might ask you, "Where are you staying? How long are you here for?"
You can reply, "I'm here for a week. I'm traveling with friends."
And if they help you out, don't forget, "Thanks for your help. You've been very kind."
You're at a store and need a local SIM card. Do you sell SIM cards? How much is data per day? Can you help me set it up?
Maybe your phone isn't working. I can't connect to the internet. Is there Wi-Fi here? Okay, time to go home. You're at the border control. The officer says, "Did you enjoy your stay? Do you have anything to declare?"
You say, "I had a great time, thank you." "No, I have nothing to declare."
Then, one last line as you leave. "Goodbye and thank you. Hope to come back soon." In this episode, we used over 100 phrases in English. You can survive and succeed in almost any travel-related situation.
Don't just memorize them, practice them. Shadow this episode. Repeat out loud. Use them while watching travel vlogs or during your next vacation.
That's it, friends. Our full travel phrase journey is complete. From airport to hotel, cafe to clinic, and everything in between.
If you enjoyed this series, leave us a review and share it with a friend who's planning to travel.
And remember, it's not just about phrases, it's about feeling confident and comfortable anywhere you go.
See you next time, and happy travels. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Quick Easy English Podcast, the podcast that helps you learn English while learning something valuable for your daily life.
Hi friends, I'm Emily, and today's episode is going to be super useful, especially if you want to improve your mornings and become more productive.
That's right. We're talking about morning routines, but not just any routine. We're sharing our productive morning routines and how they help us stay focused, motivated, and ready to win the day.
And of course, we'll speak slowly and clearly. So if you're learning English, don't worry, you can understand everything. You'll learn lots of useful vocabulary and phrases too.
Let's start with this. Why do successful people talk so much about morning routines?
Good question. A morning routine helps your brain wake up and prepare for the day. When you do the same things every morning, you build good habits.
Exactly. If you start your day with energy and a clear mind, you can be more productive. You make better decisions. You stay calm. You feel ready.
Many people just wake up, check their phones, and rush to work. That's stressful.
Yes. But when you take control of your morning, you take control of your day.
All right, let me share my morning routine. I usually wake up at 6 a.m.
Nice. Do you use an alarm clock?
Yes, I do, but I don't hit the snooze button. When the alarm rings, I get up right away.
Good habit. What do you do next?
The first thing I do is drink a glass of water. It helps me wake up and feel fresh. Then, I open the window and do light stretching for about 5 minutes.
That's a great way to start. Do you meditate too?
Yes, I do 10 minutes of meditation using a simple app. It helps me stay calm and focused. After that, I make a cup of green tea.
I love green tea. Do you have breakfast right away?
Not yet. First, I read for 15-20 minutes. I usually read personal development books or articles, something inspiring.
So, you feed your mind before you feed your body.
Exactly. Then I make breakfast, usually eggs, toast, and fruit. After eating, I plan my day in my journal.
Wow, that's a really thoughtful routine.
All right, Jake, now it's your turn. Tell us about your productive morning routine.
Sure. I wake up a bit earlier than you, around 5:30 a.m.
Wow, that's early. How do you manage that?
Well, I go to bed early, usually by 10 p.m., so I get enough sleep. Sleep is super important.
Agreed. So what's the first thing you do?
Right after I wake up, I do something strange. I make my bed.
That's not strange. That's a great habit.
Yeah, it's a small win. It tells my brain, the day has started. Let's go. Then I drink water with lemon. It's refreshing and healthy.
Do you exercise?
Yes, I do a short 20-minute workout at home, push-ups, squats, and jumping jacks. It helps me feel awake and strong.
Nice. Do you listen to music while you work out?
Sometimes. Or I listen to a podcast, usually something motivational or in a foreign language I'm learning.
Multitasking. Learning while moving your body.
Exactly. After that, I take a shower, get dressed, and sit down for a healthy breakfast, usually oatmeal, banana, and some nuts.
Do you check your phone in the morning?
No, I try not to. I don't check emails or social media for the first hour. That helps me stay calm and focused.
That's a great boundary. So what's next?
Then I sit down and write in my journal. I write 3 things: what I'm grateful for, what I want to achieve today, and one positive affirmation.
Ooh, I love that. A positive mindset first thing in the morning. Let's break it down. What makes a morning routine great?
Good question. I think there are 5 key elements. Ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
1. Wake up early. Not too early, but early enough to have some quiet time. 2. Move your body even 5 minutes of stretching or walking. 3. Feed your mind, read, journal, meditate. 4. Eat something healthy. Don't skip breakfast. 5. Plan your day. Take control instead of reacting to everything.
I love that list. And you don't have to do everything perfectly. Start small. Even 1 or 2 good habits can change your day.
Absolutely. A great morning routine is personal. Find what works for you. All right, now let's talk about what not to do in the morning. What are some common mistakes?
Number 1, hitting the snooze button again and again. That makes you more tired.
Yes, snoozing confuses your brain. You fall back asleep, but not deeply, so you feel groggy.
Another mistake, checking your phone first thing in the morning.
That's a big one. Emails, social media, news, it all creates stress before your day even starts.
Also, skipping breakfast. Some people say, I don't have time, but even something small is better than nothing.
And don't forget starting the day in a rush. When you wake up late and hurry, it affects your whole day.
Exactly. You feel anxious and behind. That's not a good way to start.
Now let's help our listeners build their own morning routine, step by step. Step 1. Pick a wake-up time. Choose a time that's realistic for you and stick to it, even on weekends.
Step 2. Add one good habit. Maybe drinking water or stretching for 2 minutes. Just one thing.
Step 3. Remove one bad habit, like checking your phone in bed. Replace it with something positive.
Step 4. Prepare the night before. Lay out your clothes, set up your breakfast. That saves time and reduces stress.
Step 5. Be consistent. Try the same routine for 7 days, then adjust if needed.
Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional.
Let's quickly go over some of the useful vocabulary we use today.
Yes. Let's review. Routine, something you do regularly. Productive, doing things that help you achieve your goals. Stretching, light exercise to move your muscles. Grateful, feeling thankful. Affirmation, a positive statement about yourself. Groggy, tired and confused after sleeping. Intentional, doing something with a clear purpose.
Awesome! Learning these words will help you understand more English and talk about your own day.
All right, dear listener, it's time for your challenge.
Yes! For the next 3 days, try this simple morning routine. 1. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. 2. Drink a glass of water. 3. Do 3 minutes of stretching. 4. Write down one goal for the day.
That's it. Just these steps. Can you do it?
We believe in you. And if you do it, send us a message or comment. Tell us how you feel.
Thanks so much for spending your morning or maybe your afternoon with us today.
We hope this episode helped you think about your mornings in a new way.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the podcast and share it with a friend learning English.
And remember, Your morning sets the tone for your whole day. Start strong, and you'll finish strong.
We'll see you next time. Until then, stay positive, stay focused, and keep learning.
Bye for now. Hello and welcome to the Quick Easy English Podcast, where we help you learn English in the most natural and effective way, even while you're sleeping. Tonight's episode is designed especially for beginners who want to improve their vocabulary, listening skills, and understanding of basic English sentence structure, all in a calm, relaxing format that you can enjoy as you drift off to sleep.
That's right, Jake. This episode features a special graded story written using simple grammar and carefully chosen vocabulary. So even if you're just starting out with English, you'll be able to understand and learn naturally without needing to pause or translate. And don't worry, we'll go slowly and clearly, repeating some ideas in a gentle way without saying the exact same words.
So just lie back, close your eyes, and let the English language surround you. Let's begin tonight's journey.
There was a small village in the south of England surrounded by green hills, tall trees, and quiet rivers that flowed gently through the countryside. In that village lived a young woman named Anna, who enjoyed a simple life and loved waking up early to watch the sunrise over the hills. Every morning, she would open the window of her little wooden house and breathe in the fresh air, feeling peaceful and grateful for another day.
Anna worked as a baker in a small shop that stood near the village square. The shop was old but charming, with warm lights and the delicious smell of fresh bread filling the air every morning. She arrived before the sun rose, turning on the ovens and preparing dough for loaves, rolls, and pastries that would bring joy to her neighbors.
Although her routine was the same every day, Anna never felt bored or tired of her work, because she found meaning in each small task. She believed that when you do something with care and love, even simple things like baking bread can make life beautiful. Her hands moved gently, yet confidently, as she shaped each loaf with attention and kindness.
Let's pause for a moment and explain a few useful words and phrases. Village means a small town, often in the countryside. Dough is a soft mixture of flour and water used to make bread. Loaf, plural, loaves, is a whole piece of baked bread. Pastries are sweet baked goods like croissants or pies. Charming means beautiful in a simple or old-fashioned way. Now, let's return to the story.
After finishing her morning work, Anna would sit outside the shop with a cup of tea and a small plate of warm bread, often shared with the children who passed by on their way to school. She enjoyed talking to them, asking how their lessons were going, and encouraging them to do their best, not just in school, but in life. To her, kindness was more important than money or success.
Sometimes, old Mr. Thomas, a retired teacher who lived next door, would join her for a short chat about the weather, history, or memories of the past. He would tell stories of his travels, his students, and the changes he had seen over the years. Anna listened with great interest, learning not just facts, but the wisdom of someone who had truly lived.
Let's go over a few more new words. Retired means a person has stopped working because of age. Encouraging means giving someone hope or support. Wisdom means deep understanding and experience. Now, let's continue the story.
One afternoon, the sky grew dark, and heavy clouds moved slowly across the sky. Rain began to fall, first lightly, then more strongly, tapping against the windows of the shop like little fingers trying to get attention. Anna lit a candle, made a cup of herbal tea, and sat by the window, watching the drops slide down the glass like tiny rivers.
Although it was quiet and a bit cold, Anna felt calm and safe in her little home. She opened a book that she had read many times before, a story about courage, friendship, and discovery. Reading in English was something she practiced every day, even if it was only for 10 minutes, because she believed that even small habits could create big changes over time.
And just like you're doing now, Anna used to listen to English recordings while resting or falling asleep, allowing the sounds and rhythm of the language to enter her mind naturally, without stress or effort.
Let's explain a few more words. Herbal tea is tea made from plants like mint or chamomile. Slide means to move smoothly across a surface. Courage is the ability to do something even if it's difficult or scary. Discovery is the act of finding something new or unknown. As the rain continued to fall softly outside, Anna wrapped herself in a warm blanket, turned on a small lamp with golden light, and sat on her favorite wooden chair by the fireplace, reflecting on the quiet but meaningful events of the day. She enjoyed this peaceful hour when the village slowed down, and the only sounds were the wind outside and the occasional crackle of burning wood.
Anna liked to think about her day before going to bed, what she had done, whom she had spoken to, and what little moments had made her smile, because she believed that reviewing your day helps you grow and become more aware of life's small but important lessons. This time of stillness helped her understand herself better and made her feel connected to the world, even though she lived in a quiet and simple place.
Let's take a look at a few words. Wrapped means covered with something like a blanket. Reflecting means thinking quietly about something. Crackle is the sound that fire makes. Stillness is the peaceful silence without movement. Let's return to the story.
Each evening before sleep, Anna would spend about 30 minutes learning something new in English, whether it was listening to a short podcast, reading a simple book, or writing a few sentences in her diary, because she understood that learning a language is not about being perfect, but about being patient and consistent. She never forced herself to memorize difficult grammar rules or long lists of vocabulary, because she knew that the best way to learn is to enjoy the process and stay curious.
Sometimes, she would listen to an English audio story while lying in bed, letting the words wash over her mind like waves on the beach, even if she didn't understand everything. She believed that just hearing the rhythm, pronunciation, and structure of the language was helping her brain become more familiar with English, little by little, night by night.
Here are some new useful words. Consistent means doing something regularly without stopping. Force means doing something without really wanting to. Waves are the movements of water in the ocean. Familiar means something feels known and comfortable.
That night, Anna had a dream. In her dream, she was walking through a magical forest where the trees whispered in English and the birds sang songs using simple phrases she had learned. She followed a small path that led to a quiet lake where the water spoke softly and told her stories from different parts of the world, stories of people, cultures, and adventures.
In her dream, she spoke English with ease and confidence, asking questions, telling stories, and laughing with the friendly animals that lived in this peaceful place. Although it was only a dream, it felt so real that when she woke up, she smiled, feeling more motivated than ever to continue her learning journey with hope and joy.
Let's learn a few more words. Whispered means speaking very quietly. Confidence means believing in yourself. Motivated means feeling inspired to do something. Journey means the process of going from one place to another, often used for life or learning.
The next morning, as the first light of day painted the sky with gentle colors, Anna woke up feeling rested and full of new energy. She stretched her arms, opened the window, and welcomed the fresh morning air, thinking about how learning English, even just a little bit every day, was helping her open new doors in life, not just for travel or work, but for understanding the world and herself more deeply.
She smiled as she remembered parts of the dream, the forest, the talking birds, the beautiful lake, and she knew that even though it was imaginary, it was a sign that her mind was beginning to think in English. This gave her a new sense of purpose and confidence, reminding her that learning a language is not only about speaking and writing, but also about dreaming, imagining, and believing.
Some final words to learn from this part. Painted here means colored or filled with color. Imaginary means something that exists only in the mind. Purpose means a reason to do something. Believing means thinking something is true or possible.
So, dear listener, as you rest now, remember that your brain is still working, learning, and connecting new words and ideas, even while you sleep. Learning English in this way calmly, naturally, and joyfully allows you to absorb the language deeply without stress, pressure, or fear of mistakes.
Don't worry if you don't remember every word. What matters is that you're surrounding yourself with English every day, and your understanding will continue to grow without you even realizing it. And so we continue our story. As the days went by, Anna noticed that she was beginning to think in English during small moments of the day when she walked through the village, looked at the sky, or even talked to herself while cooking. It surprised her at first, but then she realized that her brain had started to build natural connections between words, images, and meanings without needing to translate from her native language. This small but powerful shift in her thinking made her feel that real progress was happening inside her mind, silently but steadily.
She understood now that learning a language doesn't happen all at once. It grows slowly, like a plant reaching for the sun, and it needs care, time, and the right environment to develop strong roots. By listening every night, reading a little each day, and enjoying the language instead of fighting with it, Anna had created a personal world where English was no longer something foreign, but something friendly and familiar.
Let's explain a few more beautiful and useful words. Translate means to change from one language to another. Shift means a small change in direction or focus. Steadily means happening in a smooth, regular way. Environment means the space or situation around you. Let's move on with the story.
One Sunday, Anna decided to teach a few basic English words to the children who came to her shop every morning. She drew small pictures on paper like apples, bread, sun, and trees, and wrote the English word under each drawing, asking the children to guess and repeat after her with laughter and excitement. They enjoyed the game, and she felt proud that she could share her love for the language with others in a fun and simple way.
It wasn't a classroom, and she wasn't a teacher, but her kind approach and patient explanations made learning feel like play, not work. Even the older villagers smiled when they heard the children saying good morning or thank you in English. And some began to ask Anna to teach them simple phrases too. This small idea had turned into a joyful connection between people, languages, and generations.
Here are some helpful words from this part. Drawing means a picture made with pen or pencil. Repeat means to say something again. Phrase is a small group of words with meaning. Generation means people of the same age group, like children or grandparents. Let's continue with Anna's journey.
One evening, as Anna walked along a path near the river, she thought about why she had started learning English in the first place. It wasn't just for work or travel, although those were useful reasons, but because she wanted to open her mind to other cultures, to read beautiful stories from different parts of the world, and to connect with people beyond her village. English, to her, was like a key that unlocked doors she didn't even know existed.
She remembered how difficult it was at first, how strange the words sounded, how quickly people spoke in videos, and how she sometimes felt lost or frustrated. But she had kept going, step by step, lesson by lesson, night by night, and now she could see the results not only in her understanding, but in her confidence, her smile, and the way she viewed herself.
Let's review these powerful words. Unlock means to open something, like a door or a new idea. Frustrated means feeling upset because something is hard. Confidence means feeling sure of yourself. View here means to see or think about something. You're doing great. Let's continue.
That night, Anna wrote a letter to her future self. She wrote it in simple English, even if she made small mistakes, because she wanted to see how far she would grow and how her thoughts and dreams might change over time. In the letter, she described her goals, her feelings, her small victories, and the way English had become a quiet but strong friend in her daily life.
She placed the letter in a small box, wrapped it in soft cloth, and hid it behind a row of books, planning to open it in 1 year. She smiled as she imagined the person she might become more confident, more fluent, and still learning every day, just like now. She knew there was still a long way to go, but she no longer felt afraid of the journey.
Here are some last vocabulary notes for this part. Letter is a written message to someone. Goal means something you want to achieve. Victory is a small success or win. Fluent means able to speak easily and naturally.
Dear listener, as you rest now, remember that English can grow inside your mind even when your eyes are closed and your body is still. Just by listening, by enjoying, by relaxing, you're giving your brain the chance to understand, remember, and build new connections that will stay with you for years.
Be patient with yourself. Don't worry if you forget something or feel like you're not learning fast enough. That's all part of the process. You are learning. You are growing. You are on your way to becoming someone who uses English with comfort and confidence.
Let this peaceful time be a gift to your future self. Let each word become part of you. Let the rhythm of English guide you gently into sleep and, over time, into fluency.
Good night, dear learner. We believe in you. We'll see you again in the next episode of the Quick Easy English Podcast.
Sleep well and keep dreaming in English. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, Ready to Go. I'm Jake.
And I'm Emily. Today, we are talking about something very exciting.
Yes, we are talking about traveling and how to prepare for a trip.
Have you ever wanted to go on a vacation? A trip to the beach? Or maybe to a new city?
Or even another country?
Today, we'll help you get ready. We'll talk about planning, packing, and more step by step.
Let's start with the first question. Why do people travel?
Good question. I think people travel to relax, to explore, and to learn new things.
Yes, and to meet new people or try new food.
Do you like traveling, Jake?
Oh yes, I love it. My favorite place is Italy. What about you?
I love Japan. The food, the culture, everything.
So, let's imagine. We want to go on a trip. What is the first thing we need to do?
Easy. We need to choose a destination.
Right? Where do we want to go? To the mountains? To the sea?
Let's say we want to go to Paris.
Ooh, Paris. City of Lights. Great choice.
Okay, step 1. Choose a destination. Step 1. Complete.
Now we know we want to go to Paris. Step 2. Choose the dates.
Yes. When do we want to go? In summer? In winter?
Let's pick summer. Maybe July?
Good idea. The weather is nice in July.
Okay, now let's look for tickets. We need airplane tickets.
Right. Let's check online. We can use a travel website.
I found one. There's a flight from New York to Paris on the 10th of July. It costs $400.
That's a good price. Let's book it.
Done. We have tickets. Step 2, done.
Next step. Where do we stay?
We need a hotel or maybe an apartment.
Let's use a hotel booking website. How many days are we staying?
Let's stay for 1 week.
Okay, I see a hotel in the city center. It's $80 per night.
That sounds good. Let's book it.
Perfect. Now we have a place to sleep.
Step 3, complete.
Okay, Jake, let's pack our bags.
Yes. What do we need to take?
Clothes, of course. T-shirts, jeans, a jacket.
Don't forget socks and underwear.
Of course not. Also, we need a toothbrush, shampoo, and a hairbrush.
What about documents?
Yes, very important. Passport, Idaho card, and flight tickets.
And maybe a travel guidebook.
Or a map app on your phone.
Step 4, packing is done.
Jake, do you take medicine when you travel?
Sometimes. I take medicine for a headache or stomach pain.
That's smart. I always pack a small first aid kit.
What's in your kit?
Band-aids, pain medicine, vitamins, and hand sanitizer.
Nice. It's good to be ready.
Yes, we don't want to get sick on the trip.
And don't forget travel insurance.
Right. Insurance helps if we have a problem like lost bags or health issues.
Step 5, health and safety ready. Now let's talk about our phones. Very important.
Yes. First, we should check. Can we use the phone in another country?
Some phones need a special SIM card. Or we can use Wi-Fi.
I use a travel SIM card. It works in many countries.
That's smart. And we should download useful apps.
Yes. Like Google Maps, a translation app, and a weather app.
Also, Uber or taxi apps are helpful.
And don't forget to bring a charger and maybe a power bank.
Step 6, phone and apps. Check.
Jake, how do you take money when you travel?
I use a travel card. It works like a debit card.
I take both, cash and a card.
Good idea. How much cash do you take?
Not too much, maybe $200 for food or small shops.
Yes, some places don't take cards.
Also, it's good to tell your bank you're going abroad.
Right, so they don't block your card.
Step 7, money ready.
We are going to Paris, right?
Yes. So, let's learn some French.
Just a few words, like hello, thank you. Where's the train?
Yes. Bonjour means hello. Merci means thank you.
And où est la gare means where's the train station?
Perfect. Locals like it when we try to speak their language.
Even a few words can help a lot.
Step 8. Learn key phrases.
Emily, let's check everything.
Yes. Let's go through our list.
1. Tickets 2. Hotel 3. Clothes 4. Passport 5. Phone and charger 6. Medicine 7. Money 8. Apps and maps 9. Basic words.
We're ready.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Paris, here we come.
Step 9, all done.
Now we are ready for our trip.
Yes, everything is packed and planned.
And we learned English too.
Thanks for listening to Quick Easy English.
See you next time and happy travels.
Bye.